Don't get me wrong, emotions are amazing. They can make you strong and selfless. They can give you the courage to stand up for what you believe in and the motivation to meet life's challenges head on. But they can also sabotage you, massively. Emotions can make you act impulsively, illogically, or downright self-destructively. We all have our own unique ways of tripping ourselves up. You might say that your biggest problem is procrastination, anxiety, low self-esteem, overthinking. It goes by many names. I call it the emotion trap, and I am going to teach you how to overcome it. The emotion trap is when you act on your emotions because it feels right at the time, even though it only makes things worse in the long run. Do you recognize any of these classic emotion traps in your own life? You procrastinate by scrolling on your phone, snacking, or fiddling instead of getting your teeth into the task you're supposed to be doing. You skip a workout session because curling up on the sofa is so much more appealing. You dream about all the things you would do if only you had better self-esteem or more motivation, but you never get around to doing any of them. You let your fears stand in the way of your dreams. You become paralyzed with performance anxiety because you set impossibly high expectations for yourself, much higher than you would for anyone else. You're so busy thinking about tough things that have happened, or horrible things that might happen, that you find it difficult to enjoy the present moment. You stay in a soul-destroying job or a loveless relationship because deep down, you don't feel like you deserve any better. You fritter away money on alcohol, gambling, or shopping to numb difficult feelings. You spend hours Googling symptoms and convince yourself that you're suffering from extremely rare but life-threatening illnesses. You cry over the jumper your ex left behind and listen to your songs, even though you know you need to move on. You chase validation in the form of social media likes and flashy gadgets, but still feel that no one has really seen you. You work like a dog to make time to relax later. Strangely enough, the time to relax never seems to come. You spend hours anxiously brooding on why something has happened to you, rather than trying to do something about the situation. You convince yourself that you don't care about something, whereas your behaviour proves time and time again that you care a lot. You become fixated on jealous fantasies that threaten to destroy your relationship in real life. You cancel plans because you're in a bad mood, even though moping around at home, rewatching old TV shows, and stewing over how crappy you feel is hardly going to make you feel better. I'm sure you can come up with any number of examples of occasions when it feels like your emotions are making your decisions for you. The sneaky thing about emotion traps is that they often feel right at the time. Acting on your impulses gives you a temporary sense of relief and comfort. It's only afterwards, when you're forced to deal with the consequences of your actions, that you realise your mistake. Emotion traps don't solve your problems. On the contrary, after you've fallen at a particular hurdle once, you're more likely to repeat the same mistake over and over. Then, as the problem worsens, so too do the unpleasant feelings associated with it. If you're really unlucky, you might get stuck in a downward spiral that's difficult to escape. If you're someone who becomes trapped in these sorts of self-destructive patterns, you're not alone. By the time you've finished this audiobook, you will understand why you keep falling into the same traps and how to break free. You will have the tools to reclaim your power and change your behaviour in everyday life. This might sound like a rather grandiose promise. From the outside, all these problems look very different. But on the inside, they're all based on the same psychological mechanisms.